You looked at the clock, then looked away, like you already knew what it was going to say. The night was getting late, the streets were almost empty, but neither of us said we should go. You had your hand against the window, watching all the city lights disappear behind us. I kept driving slowly, taking every turn that made the road longer, because I knew once we stopped, you'd have to leave. Maybe we both knew this night was ending, we just weren't ready to say it. If we stayed a little longer, would you still be here tomorrow? If we kept driving until sunrise, will we find a way to stay? If we stayed a little longer, maybe time will forget us. Maybe this night could be enough for one more memory of us. You asked me where we were going, I said nowhere. You laughed, said I always had an answer, even when I didn't. We passed the old movie theater, the gas station where we bought coffee, the quiet road that leads outside the city. You said you'd never been that far before. I told you we didn't have to turn back yet. I wanted to tell you everything, but sometimes the things we fear most are the things we already know. If we stay a little longer, maybe you'd hold my hand again. Maybe we talk about forever like we used to back then. Maybe nothing would change. Maybe I'd wake up tomorrow and you'd still be here. We were two people inside one car, driving nowhere under city stars, talking about dreams we were scared to chase, laughing at things that don't matter today. I knew the night was running out, but I kept driving without a doubt, because sometimes you don't need a destination, you just need one more moment before separation. You leaned against my shoulder and whispered, don't go home yet. So I didn't. If we stay a little longer, maybe that's all we needed. One more road, one more song, this night could never last. The city kept moving, we didn't. We reached the highway where the road splits. Left goes home, right goes nowhere. You looked at me, then looked at the sign and smiled. Don't turn the car around yet. So I stayed in the right lane, even though I knew exactly where it would lead. Somewhere farther away from goodbye. I didn't ask how long, I already knew. Not long enough. Don't turn the car around yet. Let the night keep carrying us. Don't song, then turned the volume down. You said you wanted to hear the road. I laughed because I knew what you meant. You wanted to hear silence, the kind of silence that doesn't feel empty, the kind where two people can sit together and not pretend everything is okay. Maybe silence was the only way we could tell the truth. Don't turn the car around yet, let the headlights lead us somewhere. Don't turn the car around yet. I don't want to watch you walk away. We can talk about tomorrow, when tomorrow comes tonight. Just stay. No plans, no map, no destination, just your voice in the radio station. One more exit, one more mile, one more reason to make you smile. I know we're running out of night, but I'm pretending we're alright. Because sometimes the heart knows what the mouth won't say. And I wasn't ready for the end of today. You reached for my hand, I held it. Neither of us said anything. Highway kept going, so did we. We talked about everything tonight, your favorite places, my biggest fears, the dreams we never told anyone, the things we wanted to become. You asked me where I'd live if I could choose anywhere. I said somewhere quiet. You said somewhere near the ocean. We laughed, then you asked, would you take me? I looked at you and didn't answer, because sometimes an answer can change everything. We didn't talk about tomorrow, we stayed inside tonight. We talked about our childhood, our dreams, our favorite songs. We didn't talk about tomorrow, because somewhere deep inside we both knew tomorrow might not belong to us. You told me about your mother, I told you about mine. You said you wanted a home with big windows. I said I'd learn how to cook. You laughed, said I couldn't even make breakfast. I told you I'd learn. You smiled, and for a moment I believed we still had time. That's the cruel thing about beautiful nights, they make you believe in forever. We didn't talk about tomorrow, we talked until the sky started changing. We talked about the people we used to be, the people we wanted to become. We didn't talk about tomorrow, maybe because if we said it out loud, we'd have to admit something was ending. No questions about where we go, no promises we couldn't keep. Just your head against the window while the city fell asleep. I knew there was something wrong, you knew it too, but we stayed inside the moment like we always used to. Maybe that's love, holding on to a minute, even when you know you can't keep it. The sky was turning gray, you looked at me and whispered, "Can we just stay like this?" I said, yeah. We didn't talk about tomorrow, and maybe that's why I remember tonight forever. Because for a few hours there was no ending. There was only us. Was waiting, we weren't. You felt quiet around 2. The radio was barely playing. Your head found my shoulder like it had 100 times before. I didn't move, didn't wanna wake you. The road was empty, streetlights passed over your face, and everything felt peaceful for the first time in weeks. I wish I could have stopped time right there. Your head on my shoulder, your hand inside mine. The city moving slowly like we had all the time. Your head on my shoulder, and I didn't need to say a word. For one quiet moment, everything felt right again. I thought about the first night we met, how nervous I was, how you talked too much because you were nervous too. I remember thinking I could listen to you forever. Maybe I was right, I still remember your stories, even the ones you told me more than once. Funny how the heart keeps the details, the mind tries to forget. Your head on my shoulder, the window's halfway down, cold air coming inside, and your hair moving around. Your head on my shoulder, I wanted the road to never end, because I knew once we stopped, we'd have to say goodbye. So I drove slowly, didn't care if we got delayed. Every red light felt like a gift, every empty road felt like fate. I watched the sunrise waiting somewhere far away, and I wish the night could stay just a little. One more song, one more mile, one more minute of your smile. You opened your eyes, looked at me and smiled. You still driving? I said, yeah. You closed your eyes again. Your head on my shoulder, and the whole world felt small. If this was the last night, I wanted to remember it all. Your head on my shoulder, one last quiet piece of us before morning took you away. I kept driving a little slower. was almost empty. The city was far behind us. You were awake again, looking through the windshield. Neither of us wanted to ask how much longer, because we both knew the answer, not long. I wanted to keep driving until there was nowhere left to go. I wish this road had no end. I wish we could stay inside this moment. I wish the sunrise would wait. I wish your hand was still in mine. I wish this road had no end, because somewhere at the end you leave, and I don't know how to say goodbye again. Yeah, we passed a quiet gas station, stopped for coffee. You stood under the lights, looking tired, looking beautiful, looking like someone I wanted to remember forever. You asked me, are you okay? I said, yeah. You knew I was lying, but you didn't push me. Maybe you were trying not to cry too. There are moments when both people know the truth, but neither one wants to speak it. I wish this road had no end. I wish the night could hold us just a little longer. I wish we could forget what morning was bringing. I wish this road had no end, because tonight I still believe there might be a version of us that stays. Yeah, maybe, maybe in another city, maybe on another road. Maybe if we met at a different time. Maybe if we were a little older. Maybe if we knew how to talk. Maybe if I knew how to listen. Maybe if you stay. Maybe if I stay. Maybe. But tonight I don't need the answer, I just need one more mile. The sky was getting lighter. You looked outside and whispered, it's almost morning. I knew. I wish this road had no end, but every road eventually does. Maybe love isn't always about staying. Maybe sometimes it's about being grateful for the road we shared. I wish this road had no end, but if this is where it ends, I'll remember how beautiful it was getting here. Sunlight touched the windshield. Neither of us spoke. We stopped at a quiet overlook. The city was far below us. You opened the passenger door, stepped outside and stood there, looking at the lights. I came beside you. You were quiet for a while, then you said, I'm happy. I smiled and said, I'm glad. But something in your voice made me wonder what you weren't saying. Sometimes the words sound right, but the silence after them tells the truth. You said you were happy, so I smiled and believed you, even though something inside me knew. You said you were happy, and I wanted to believe that maybe we were still the people we promised we'd become. You told me about your new dreams, places you wanted to see, things you wanted to change. I listened like I always did, but somewhere between your words I realized your future was starting to look different from mine. I wanted to ask you, do you still see me in it? But I couldn't because I was afraid of the answer. Sometimes you don't ask the question because losing the hope feels worse. You said you were happy, and I hope you really were. I hope the life ahead of you becomes everything you deserve. You said you were happy, and maybe that was your way of telling me that you were ready to walk away. Yeah. I wanted to be the reason you stay, but love can't be a cage. Can't ask somebody to shrink their dreams just so you can keep them close. Maybe that's what growing up means, learning that wanting someone doesn't give you the right to keep them. You looked at me and smiled like you knew exactly what I was thinking. Then you said, let's keep driving. So we did. You said you were happy, and tonight I chose to believe you. Not because it didn't hurt, but because I loved you enough to want happiness for you, even if it wasn't with me. Back into the car, neither of us mentioned it again. You reached for the radio, scrolled through the old songs, and stopped. You looked at me and smiled. This one, I knew it before it played. That song we used to hear on every long drive. The one you love, the one I pretended not to like, until I started knowing every word. Funny how one song can hold an entire year. This was the last song we shared, playing quietly inside the car, your hand resting in mine, the city moving past us. This was the last song we shared, and I didn't know it would be if I had known. I would've listened a little harder. Yeah, you sang under your breath, just like you always did. I watched the road ahead, but kept looking at your reflection in the window. Street lights moved across your face, and I thought, remember this, remember this, remember this. Because someday, this moment will be all you have. We never recognize the last time until it's already gone. This was the last song we shared, and somehow it still sounds like you. Every melody, every quiet note, every place we used to drive. This was the last song we shared, and I don't wanna forget it, even if it hurts. Yeah, I used to skip this song, now I can't hear the first few seconds without going back to your voice, back to that night, back to your hand inside mine, back to the version of us that still believe we had more time. Maybe that's why music hurts. Hey, it remembers everything, even when we don't want it to. The song ended, you didn't say anything, neither did I. The silence afterward felt louder than the music. That was the last song we shared, but I'll keep it not because I want yesterday back, because for 3 minutes we were still us. And sometimes that's enough. The next song started. Neither of us changed it. You became quiet, not the peaceful kind of quiet, the other kind, the kind that makes you feel someone leaving. Even while they're sitting beside you, you looked out the window. I watched your reflection, and somehow I knew before you said anything. Maybe love teaches you to recognize silence. I knew before you said goodbye. I saw it in your eyes, I felt it in the space between us. And still I kept driving, like another mile could change your mind. Yeah, you asked me if I was tired, I said no. You asked me if I wanted to stop, I said no. Neither of us wanted to say we're running out of time, so we talked about nothing. Weather, music, traffic, anything that wasn't us, anything that wasn't the ending. Sometimes two people can spend hours avoiding one sentence. I knew before you said goodbye. I knew before your voice got quiet. I knew before your hand let go, but I still hope maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was reading too much, maybe you were just tired. Maybe tomorrow will be different, maybe we wake up, laugh about tonight. Maybe we forget this feeling, but somewhere inside me I already knew the road was ending, and there was no turn that could save us. You finally looked at me and whispered, "Thank you for tonight." I nodded, because if I spoke, I would have broken. Before you said goodbye, and maybe that's why the night felt so beautiful, because we were holding on to something we both knew we couldn't keep. The city lights started fading, morning was close. We said we'd stop a long time ago, but somehow we kept driving. One more exit, one more road, one more song, one more conversation, until the darkness started turning blue. You looked outside and said, "We're still driving." I laughed. Yeah, neither of us wanted to stop. Maybe we were trying to outrun the morning. We stayed until sunrise, until the city started waking up. We stayed until sunrise, until the night couldn't hide us anymore. We stayed until sunrise, and for a little while it felt like we had won against the clock. The first bakery was opening, street cleaners were already working, a few people were walking to the train. The world was starting again, but inside that car, time felt different. You rested your head against the window. I turned the music down and watched the sunrise touch the buildings. I wish I could have saved that moment somewhere time couldn't reach. We stayed until sunrise, and I still remember the color of the sky. Soft blue over the buildings, warm light across your face. We stayed until sunrise, because neither of us wanted to say, "This is the end." We didn't need a perfect ending, didn't need a promise, didn't need to pretend. We just needed a few more miles, a few more minutes, a few more memories, before the world asked us to become people again. You looked at me and smiled, a tired little smile, then whispered, "I wish nights could last forever." I said, "Me too." We stayed until sunrise, and maybe that's what I remember most. Not how we ended, but how we stayed until the very last piece of darkness was gone. The sun came up, we were still there. You fell asleep around 5, your head against the window, your jacket wrapped around you. The city was almost empty. I turned the music down and drove a little slower. You looked peaceful, like nothing in the world could hurt you. I wanted to remember that face, so I didn't wake you. Some moments are too beautiful to interrupt. You fell asleep beside me while the whole city was waking up. You fell asleep beside me, and I wish the road would never end. Your breathing was quiet, your hand was resting near mine. You fell asleep beside me, and for a moment you were still mine. I thought about all the mornings we had together, coffee on the kitchen counter, your hair still messy, your eyes half open. You'd ask me, "What time is it?" I'd say, "Too early." would laugh, then hide under the blanket. Those moments never felt important until I knew they were ending. We spend so much time living without realizing we're collecting our last memories. You fell asleep beside me, and I didn't want to wake you, because waking you meant arriving and then getting out meant goodbye. You fell asleep beside me, so I kept driving a little longer, just for you, just for me, just for us. I drove through the quiet streets, no music, just the sound of tires and your breathing. I thought about everything I couldn't fix, everything I should have said, everything I would have changed. But none of it mattered then, because you were there. And for one more hour, that was enough. The sun was fully above the buildings. I pulled over, turned off the engine. You slowly opened your eyes and looked at me. Neither of us said anything. You fell asleep beside me, and I wish I could keep that moment forever. But some moments are beautiful because they end. You fell asleep beside me, and when you woke, I knew the night was over. You looked at me, I looked at you. Neither of us wanted to speak.